Hello, everyone. My name is Ted Zeroni. I am a designer of professional learning with the ARPDC, and I'm here to give you a quick review of how to use a couple of the links here on the curriculum support document for science. The two things that I'm going to be showing you today are the science planner and the assessment planner. And they're located up here in the top menu of the very first page of the curriculum support document. So there's the link to the science planner, and here's the link to the assessment template planner. Now, they're not, you don't have to use these by any stretch of the imagination. They're there just for those of you who like to plan this way and keep track of your documents in this way. So what I'm going to do is quickly show you how you might want to use them. And once again, they're there for you to use if you wish, and not something if it's something that isn't in your wheelhouse, then by all means you wouldn't want to be using it. But I'd like to just quickly show the science planner. I have it open here, and I have it partially filled in already, or mostly filled in. But I'll show you some of the features. Up here, if you are planning a variety of activities with a certain organizing idea, you might want to number them, and you can do that there. The organizing ideas are all listed in a drop-down menu. And if you have nothing in there, the field is blank. And as soon as you pick something in there, you'll see that the field gets the shade of an orangey yellow color. And so I've already filled these in. I'm going to be showing an example from grade 1 living systems. I already have grade 1 picked in there, so we'll have there. And then you could see that I've chosen the learning outcome and the guiding question along with it. Down below is where we get down to more the instructional component of things. I'm going to give an example of how I might want to work at some of the knowledge and surface level things to begin with. I filled this in as well with some ideas. For example, I know that I want to be doing some sorting with this in this organizing idea along the way. So we may want to do some pre-assessment, and I can write it in how I may pre-assess students to find out what they know about sorting. If I find out they don't know what the word sorting is and have trouble with it, I may want to then include this instructional activity here, and I have a link there for it. And then as my formative assessment for sorting, I may have them do something, one of the plant and animal sorts. I do know that at some point, I want students to understand that animals and plants exist in all shapes and sizes. So I've chosen that knowledge piece, but I also want them to observe and describe similarities and differences. At this point, I know that they can observe and describe, so I'm just going to move on to the next idea in there, and that's the concepts of similarity and difference. Will students know that? So I'm going to have a student conversation with them. Perhaps I'll put a pre-assessment in of how I might do that, give students an object, sit down with them and ask them to describe similarities and differences. If I see there's some struggling, then I may want, again, use an instructional activity, and I'll put that in there. So I will plan for that if I do need it, an activity on introducing students to similarities and differences. And then I can plan how I'm going to formatively assess. And so all of these fields light up when you fill them in. Especially, I should say, the drop-down menu fields, they will all light up when you fill them in. Along the way, you may want to start thinking about how your lessons and your activities include some of the competency progressions. So they're all listed here for grades 1 to 3, the literacy progressions and the numeracy progressions. If you have some ideas already with your summative assessments, which may begin before you even begin, you may want to, you already have your summative assessment already planned. You can include the ideas here. And again, some considerations for differentiation and any resources you have planned there for that line. Now, if you plan a whole unit with this, a whole series, it can get pretty burdensome. So you may want to just focus on one activity or a cusp line. A cusp line will certainly fill in its document. But I suggest that after you've filled it in as much as you can, that you copy and paste it into a Word doc. It'll be much easier to work with when you begin. And I should add with this as well, when you open it up, it's going to open up at a full page, and it's going to be hard to view. So I suggest viewing this at 75% or 50% so that you can better see what's going on in your document. So once I have it filled in pretty much as I think I can, I might want to fill some things in later, but I don't want to save it on this this template. What I could do is quickly just copy it, take all the fields and copy them, and paste them onto a Word doc. And when you paste onto a Word doc, you'll want to make sure that when your page setup is set up for landscape, because it is a wide paste, and then you can paste in there. Don't paste a link to the spreadsheet because you may want to delete this what you have on the spreadsheet and start something new on it. Or if you want to keep everything on your spreadsheet, you can just, of course, copy the spreadsheet and begin a brand new series of lessons on that. But if you do paste them on here, what you'll find is everything you filled in will be here and visible. What you'll notice is not here are the drop-down menus, and they just don't transfer over. So that's why the spreadsheet is there, so you can quickly select your learning outcomes and cusps without going back into the documents. And I see I had a typo in there. So once you get it into Word mode, it's a little bit easier to work with. You can keep adding items, you can delete items, and it works like any other Word document. You can expand things that haven't been filled in yet, and save it as a Word doc, and give it the title that you want. So that's how to use the planning document. Another document that is on the top menu here is the assessment planner, and I'll open that now. It looks like this. It's very similar to the science planner. Again, it's just if you have an assessment you want to do and you want to keep track of your assessments, you can choose what you might want, all the fields that would help you to plan your lesson. I've got to change the font here, and get all the information organized. So for example, if I'm planning a summative assessments, let's say maybe I'll change that to summative. And I'm going to use the organizing idea of living systems. I'm going to be in grade 1. I'm working with learning outcome 1, but cusp line 2 and cusp line 3. And the understandings with those cusp lines is living system 2 is that plants and animals require environments that allow them to meet their needs, and humans and other animals depend on each other to meet their needs. There are a couple concepts that I'm going to want to see that they understand with the summative assessments, and that might be dependence, environment, and needs, and how they all relate together. They are going to use some skill here, but that's not what I'm going to be assessing with this. So I'll just maybe leave that out. And what are they going to do to demonstrate their learning? I'm going to get them to create perhaps a diorama. So they're going to be creating, but they're also going to be discussing some things with me. They're going to tell me what they're going to answer some questions about their diorama for me. So we'll have a discussion. Now, at this point, I might just take this and do the same thing and copy and paste it. I've got the bulk of it filled out already, but on the spreadsheet, sometimes it's hard to keep working and adding to it. So I'm going to do the same thing and paste it on here. And I can see that I've already pasted it. I'll maybe delete, well, I've got on there, it's already pasted, and everything we've picked up is already in here. Now, you'll notice that further down below, I've added the extra details that I didn't have in my spreadsheet, and that's just some notes I have here. I clearly identified what the students are going to do for this assessment. They're going to basically make dioramas by taking a look at a variety and choosing an environment. And once they have their environment picked, they can choose from a variety of these links to find out more about their environment, and then create that environment and include plants and animals in there. And then when it comes to the assessment piece, I thought I'd maybe use a 1-point rubric. So that link is also in this assessment piece. So I can just go there and take a look at it, and I can work with that and have that available all in one place for the assessment. So again, this is there to use if you want, if you like organizing your work in this way. This may be a helpful tool for you. And If they are helpful tools for you, I'm happy to hear that. If you have some feedback for me, by all means, please send me feedback. Once again, my name is Ted Zeroni. I'm with the ARPDC, and you can get hold of me at Ted. I'll maybe write it up here for you, so I don't have it anywhere else. It's all lowercase, Ted Zeroni at erlc.ca. Again, if you have questions, please do feel free to email me. And that's it for this session. Good luck using the curriculum resource document.